Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, feel a wonderful feeling of release. Not just releasing the breath, but releasing any tension, any stress, any worries. Just feel it leave your body in that outward breath. And when you breathe in deeper than you normally would. But imagine breathing in a wonderful feeling of confidence and resourcefulness. Imagine it going in through your nose, down into your lungs, and imagine your heart distributing that resourcefulness, that confidence to every cell in your body. And as you exhale, scan your body for any clues of tension, any echoes of anxiety, and just imagine that being released. And imagine it leaving your body in the outward breath, enabling you to feel deeper and deeper relaxed, but also more resourceful with each and every breath. And the deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you become. And the more relaxed you become, the more your imagination awakens. As you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine yourself standing on the shore of a vast ocean. Imagine a sunny day with crisp air. And maybe you could imagine feeling soft sand beneath your feet, the sunshine on your skin, the hearing of the gentle breaking of the waves. And as you look out to the ocean all the way to the line of the horizon, see how it stretches endlessly, the waves rising and falling in a soothing rhythm. I want you to get a sense that the ocean can represent whatever feels significant for you, an ocean of possibility, or perhaps the impact of the world, people, audiences. Allow the sound of the waves to feel like it's whispering to you, a calling, drawing your attention inward, maybe guiding you toward your purpose. You know what that is. It's a quiet, steady pull, like the tide, reminding you that you have a calling, a purpose. You are part of something bigger, something meaningful. And as you listen to the whisper, as you focus on this calling, notice how your breathing becomes deeper, steadier, and your body begins to relax even more. Somehow you are synchronized, connected to the rhythm of the ocean, to its vast potential and infinite power. And maybe you could imagine walking along the shoreline, but with each step, feel a growing sense of peace and clarity. And maybe you can notice the tide beginning to rise, inching higher along the shore. As it rises, it carries with it a feeling of momentum and potential. The tide is connected. The tide is lifting everything around it. Small boats, driftwood, even the energy within you is all rising. With each step along the shore, you feel more connected to the power of this rising tide, knowing that it represents something significant, your calling, your potential, your ability to lift not only yourself, but also others through your actions. And I wonder if you can imagine now that the tide is somehow connected to your podcast, your voice, your message, a calling that is uniquely yours. And maybe you realize that by answering this call, the consequence of delivering a powerful message to people that need to hear it, you create a rising tide that lifts all boats. Your voice, your stories, your interviews, they all contribute to this tide, lifting the lives of those who listen. Each episode you create, just imagine feeling the ripple effect spreading outward, touching lives in ways you may not even fully understand or comprehend, but just have this deep intuitive feeling that what you do matters. And maybe you could imagine yourself standing right at the edge of this rising tide. And I want you to feel that the tools and resources you need are already within reach. The microphones, the technology, your ideas and your passion, they're all ready for you, waiting for you to turn a thought into reality, to turn a possibility into something that is real, that can be listened to anywhere in the world. I want you to get a sense that what if you weren't just standing on this shore? What if you were running by the shore? What if you were training for a marathon by the sea? Running a marathon isn't something you can do just because you want to. Some people train for weeks and months, each run slightly longer than the last. It takes practice, training, and consistency. Each run builds endurance, strengthens muscles, teaches you something new. And the aches and pains and blisters that come from that training lead to resilience, stronger skin, stronger muscles, stamina, and mental fortitude to do even more difficult runs. So imagine running there on the shore by the side of the ocean, and then imagine the second run is easier than the first, and the third run easier still. That if it was a requirement to run a marathon on your very first run, nobody would do it. But the first run simply leads to the second run, each run giving you more strength and belief than the run before. And maybe after 50 or 60 practice runs, you've unleashed all of the resources that were laying dormant within you to run that marathon. By being consistent, by doing something difficult, by going beyond the comfort zone, something that once would have seemed impossible, not only is achievable, but deeply rewarding. And maybe you can think of your podcast like a marathon. That the first episode may have technical glitches and problems, audio levels too high, or things recorded not in the right way. But what if the point of that was to do the next one and get better? Each recording teaches you something to improve the next one. Your consistency becomes your superpower. Doing it and learning from it and doing it again and learning from that. I want you to get a sense that the 100th podcast that you publish will be exponentially better than the first. And the 300th will be so much better than the 100th. I want you to get a sense that your podcast is not a sprint. It's not a walk in the park. It's something challenging and difficult that most people don't have the courage or the discipline or the determination to do. You are in the elite. You are in the top 1%. You're voluntarily choosing to do something difficult that has a positive ripple effect on the world. Your voice creates that rising tide that lifts all boats. Allow your unconscious mind to feel like it's unlocking all of the resources necessary to do the best you can with what you have, with a willingness to learn and improve as you go. And if your unconscious is willing to help you on this long journey, let me know by nodding your head. So imagine publishing that first episode, maybe seeing messages or the support from people. And then imagine the second episode. It reaches a point where the novelty will wear off, but the fulfillment will grow stronger and stronger. You're not doing this for yourself. You're doing it to impact a life that you may never meet. Each guest, each story, each idea you share adds to the rising tide, lifting others higher and higher, while you also evolve. You evolve into an incrementally better version of yourself, because it's not possible to help the world without also helping yourself while you're on the journey. So imagine messages, feedback you'll receive. Maybe a story from a listener who's been lifted by your words. Maybe even a life you've saved that came as a direct result of something you put out into the world. Imagine feeling the pride, the joy of knowing that you are fulfilling your calling. You are a rising tide that lifts all boats. You're running a marathon that inspires others to follow. And if you could imagine that compelling future, the impact of your actions, the ripple effect, the rising tide, let me know by nodding your head. So imagine resting by the ocean, seeing the tide higher than it's ever been, seeing all the boats all risen by that tide, and feel a real sense of accomplishment, of pride, of significance within yourself, and allow yourself to harness and harvest that as you bring your attention back to the present, to the here and now, no longer by the coast, but here in the present, as you take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just gently wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Start to calibrate and connect to the here and now. As I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you, you will awaken feeling confident, motivated, resourceful, unstoppable, a willingness to do what needs to be done, no matter what adversity you encounter on the way. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.